a 47-story skyscraper. It's converted all of its gravitational potential energy into kinetic energy. Therefore, it can't crush the 40,000 tons of structural steel that's holding it up and fall at free fall speed, meaning those columns had to have been removed and could only have been removed explosively.
As soon as the first building collapsed, I knew right away that that had nothing to do. There was nothing about that that struck me as explosives could be involved.
Brent Blanchard is an internationally recognized demolitions expert, hired to work at Ground Zero in the aftermath of 9/11.
A lot of folks just generally saw a building falling straight down. Right from the beginning, it didn't look like that to me, and it didn't look like that to my people, because as the structure falls, giant sections are legging out off to the sides. It did not fall into its footprint. It did not fall at free fall speed. It did what something does when it's weakened to that level. This is Building 6. This is the Customs House. Building 7 would have sat right over here, and the North Tower would have been sitting right over here.
Blanchard says it's obvious to him the collapses began on the floors where the planes struck the towers. He argues that planting explosives there beforehand would have been useless. Afterwards, impossible.
If they had been placed there beforehand, they would have been blown out or affected by the plane's impact. And I don't see how they could have been placed there after, with the tremendous heat and the fires.
But what about the so-called squibs of smoke and debris that truthers insist are proof of explosives?
None of those things happened before that collapse. That collapse begins, then you start seeing other things happen, whether it's air pushing out, whether it's other types of things that are happening as the building's falling. I don't know. I wasn't in the structure at the time. It would be conjecture. There is no evidence pointing to anything else. That's the visual evidence, and that's all the evidence we have to go on.
Flowing like lava, the first responders said.
Richard Gage maintains there is evidence of something else, discovered in the pulverized concrete of the destroyed Twin Towers. Microscopic globules of molten iron. Why would that be important?
These tiny microspheres have in them the chemical evidence of thermite, iron oxide, aluminum, manganese, many of them sulfur. So this is clear evidence, because this is an incendiary that becomes explosive.
The thermite Richard Gage refers to is a combination of aluminum powder and metal oxide that can generate vast amounts of heat when ignited. Gage insists the presence of thermite at the World Trade Center site can mean only one thing, that it was used to sever the columns in Towers 1, 2, and 7 as part of a controlled demolition. Yet the federal government agency responsible for analyzing the collapse of those buildings admits it never even tested for thermite. Now, according to Gage, in the Trade Center dust, they've also found residue of nanothermite.